Hi guys, welcome to another Barb Stamps video. In today's video, we're going to be using the seasonal Chum stamp set with the seasonal tags framelets to create this adorable little treat pouch that you could give to anyone. We're also using a designer series paper that was released a few weeks ago called the Dashing Along, and it's got some fun patterns in it. So hold on just a little bit. I'll get my supplies and we'll get started making this cute thing. Here are the supplies that we need. We have a piece of the pattern paper, which is 2 7/8 by 9. We have a scrap of this pattern. I have a scrap of cherry cobbler, and I have a little scrap of white. Then we have one of our gusseted Cello bags that you can fill with treats or a small gift. So to start out with the bag, you're going to kind of flatten it out with your hand. Just kind of press your hand in there and flatten it out. Now, if you want to, you can add a piece of Scotch tape on the bottom. I like to, just because I feel like it holds just a little bit better if I do that. So I'm just going to go ahead and put a piece of Scotch tape right there on the bottom, and then just press it into place. Okay. Then for this piece of designer series paper, I need my Stampin' Trimmer, and we're going to do a little bit of scoring. We're going to score from one end. We're going to score 1 1/4 inches. Whoops, get that cutting blade out of the way. And then the other end, we're going to score at 1 inch and then 3 inches. Okay. So we're going to fold on this score line up here, the 1 1/4 inch. We're going to fold on the 3 inch score line, and we're going to fold on that 1 inch score line. Okay. And then all we're going to do is we're going to kind of fold this together, fold this on that 3 inch line, kind of slide it down the back of one of those gussets, and then just stick your hand in there, and then it will just sort of form itself right into the bottom of the package there. I hope you can see that on the camera. Okay. And then what you're going to do is you're going to kind of fold in the gussets and fold this over so that you have a cute little pouch with your patterned paper in there, and then whatever treats you decide to stick in there that everyone can then see. So then to make our little focal point, I've got these 2 pieces of paper here, and I'm going to take them over to my Big Shot machine. I'm using my Layering Circles framelets, and I'm using the number 6 die on the piece of green here, and then the number 7 scallop on the cherry cobbler. So let me cut these pieces and I'll be right back. All right, so here's my pieces. Put my dies away, and we're just going to glue these 2 together. Some liquid glue, and there, we'll just glue those 2. Get that together. Then I'm going to bring in my stamp set. The seasonal Chums, they're so cute. They're actually designed to make tags, so each stamp is the front and back of a character, a snowman, a jack-o'-lantern, or a reindeer, and then the dies actually cut out the whole thing. So I'm just actually going to stamp my little reindeer on my piece of white here, and then when I die cut him, I only need the front because I only want the front of the reindeer. I'm not making a tag. I'm just making a small little focal point on this circles that I have here. So there's that. I didn't even ink up the whole thing, didn't need to. I'm going to let this dry for just a couple seconds while I fill this up with some treats. All right, I've got a little bit of shred here, which I think is kind of fun. And I'm just going to shove that in there. And then I have some of these super cute little Santa hat Hershey's Kisses that I just, whoops, didn't even get them in there, which I just think are adorable. I was so happy when Hershey's came out with them last year. I bought some last year, and then I got them again this year because they're just so cute. So you can just throw however many you want in there, shake it up a little bit, pinch in the gussets on the side, and then we're just going to bring that over the top here. Okay, and you can either glue that down, or you can use a clip if you want, if you have a little clip. I do happen to have a few of our in color clips left here. The 2018-2020 in color mini binder clips, and I've got this little Call Me Clover one, which I think will work once I get everything together there. I'll just fold that down, and then I can just clip that closed. So, all right, he should be dry enough now. I'm going to bring in a scrap piece of paper so that as I'm doing my coloring, it's going to bleed through most likely. So I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. Sorry about that. So I've got my light crumb cake Stampin' Blend marker here. I'm just going to do a little bit of coloring. Or is this my dark? Oops, this is my dark. So let's just do a tiny bit here on some of his legs, maybe his belly, a little shadow around his head, and then his little bottom there. I'll bring in my light here, and then we'll finish coloring him in. It's not looking super good right now, but it will here shortly. It's trying to blend that dark. So I'm just trying to pull it away so that it'll blend into my light a little bit. Pull down from its little tail. Pull up from that one. All right, done with the light. Then I'm going to bring in my bronze, and we'll do his little hooves. And the little spots on his back, his antlers. Oops, I forgot part of his ear. We'll get a little bit of detail inside of his ear there. Bring my light back in. Smooth that out just a little bit. There we go. And then I've got a light cherry cobbler that I'm just going to do this little bow here. And we'll get his adorable little nose. Got my dark smoky slate here, and we'll just color in this bell. There we go. So now I'll take this over to the Big Shot. We'll go ahead and use the little reindeer die here. You can see that it would actually have cut the whole thing had I needed that much, but I don't. I just need this small little portion of it. So I'll cut this. I'll be right back. All right, so here is that. Some scissors. And then I'm just going to kind of mimic along here what would be the top of his little antlers there. And then he's done. And he's just going to sit right here in the center of this. Oops. I'm not finding any of my regular size dimensionals right now, so we're just going to go with some minis. Maybe we'll set him off to the side just a tad, because we also need a little sentiment here. And I think we'll just go ahead and use this tiny little Merry Christmas, because I just love the font, and it's just so small and cute. Put that on a block. Get a skinny little scrap here. Bring in some cherry cobbler ink. And let's see if we can get this stamped on here sort of straight. Yep, I think that'll work. How do I want to put this on? Do I want to put it on up here? Do I want to bring it in from that side? Maybe like that. Trim that off. Flag that end just a little bit. Whoops, that was terrible. There we go. Add a tiny bit of glue on that end, and we'll just kind of shove that underneath Rudolph here. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. Okay. And then, like I said, you can either glue this on, like with dimensionals or something, or we can just clip it on there. Just like that. And then we have our adorable little treat that you can give to a friend. These are great for like coworkers, you know, your hairdresser, maybe your favorite cashier at the local grocery store, something like that. You could even just slip another little note down in the back of that piece of designer series paper there if you need to. So that's our little treat for the day. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. You know, I appreciate that. Subscribe right down here in the corner, then click the notification bell to be notified when I upload new videos. Place your orders with me with shoppingwithbarb.com. I appreciate that very much. I always offer gifts with purchase, so check them out on my blog, barbstamps.com. And I hope you have a wonderful day.